Now we're live.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are the Enamored Crew of GeekBattleRoyale.com. We are coming to you not from our regular place. You know, we like to talk about Morgus a lot, but there was some issues over the holidays with some fireworks, and we're kicked out of the building for right now, and so we've come to a great new location for this point. And with that, I'm going to turn it over to our esteemed host. He's going to tell us about his awesome store. By the way, this place is great. I love this place. Tell us about it. Tell us a little bit about it.
Well, I've been collecting comics since...
First, tell us who you are.
That helps. Nick Genovese. I'm 28 years old. No.
I walks on the beach.
I'm a Libra.
I've been dealing with comics since about '89 when the first Robin died, I believe he was, and
Jason Todd.
and then just been collecting since then. And there's always been a store in the Westbank since around '90ish.
Point of this question, I don't want to interrupt you,
Until,
but was Jason Todd the first Robin to die?
Yeah, Jason.
That's my introduction.
He was.
What?
No, that's
What was he? Because when did The Dark Knight Returns come out?
I want to say 89.
Kelly died.
I want to say
Yes.
89, I think.
Orange-haired girl. She died.
Yes.
Oh God, it's 20 years old. Is it?
The Frank Miller.
Oh yeah.
That came out before.
See how quick it starts?
Yeah.
It starts that quick.
That came out before Jason Todd's death.
We went from this awesome introduction, and now we're debating immediately.
So she was the first
That was
Robin.
like an Elseworlds book.
Frank Miller came out in the original.
But wouldn't that technically make her the first Robin to die? Because that was what we talked about on the way up. He was like, "Oh, it did die. He was the first Robin to die, right?" And I thought about it the whole way up, and I'm like, "Was he?" When did
We like
she
to
come
think
out?
he is.
Well, he was the only one that anybody really cared about when they died. I mean, he was beat to death with a crowbar. Well, actually, he's the only one that everybody wanted him to die.
They voted for him.
Did they really?
Yeah.
Because remember, that was manipulated by one guy. with
One
his
guy who got
computer
on there with
program
a computer program. Yeah.
who
and
manipulated the
manipulated the
votes.
votes.
He called in like 1,000 times and
Yeah.
got like 1,000 votes in.
Oh,
It wound up being like a handful of votes that were the yes and no.
He was a
So
complete
his cheating was the one who killed Robin.
Crazy.
Okay.
Well, that,
Please continue.
So tell us about Heroes Corner, man. Tell us about
yeah, I'm confused now. That came out in '89, right? That was The Dark Knight Returns.
What came out first, though?
I think they kind of came out at the same time. They were both in the '89 range. Now, 1 month from the other, I couldn't tell you which one
Right.
first, but I'm sure it was all in the works at the same time.
We will let the brain. We will let the brain look upon his.
Because you had that,
I'm
and you
going to
had,
have to Google this.
you had death in the family.
Mhm.
Now you got death of the family,
Right.
Right.
which shot through all kinds of stuff.
Okay, so 1989.
However you want to look at it. I mean, I still think it's the best graphic novel to me. I love it. You know, I love the Killing Joke. I just thought it was it's it to me. You know how passionate I am about the Joker. You know, but I just think, gosh, that's the pinnacle of writing, man.
That's just the bee's knees.
It's just it, dude. It's just awesome, man. I
And you
love
know
it.
what? Anytime I see the Joker on something, I go past it.
Come
I don't
on.
even look at the Joker.
I love it.
Well, you're
Like
not
Arkham
gonna get
Asylum.
I love it. I'm flipping the
It's
table.
like a huge
I love the dynamic of the Joker's character.
Arkham Asylum, I like that. I can read that over and over again.
Mhm.
You know,
The Man Who Laughs, man, was just
I didn't-
another one.
I
That was
didn't
just,
either.
oh gosh, that was just tremendously great.
Yeah.
So, we're getting off on a really rough start.
You know, it's like, whenever he makes up excuses to bring up this character.
That and Tom,
Excuse.
you will learn
Oh, that and Tom Hardy. He's
how
just-
big of fans we are of Tom Hardy. You're gonna just Tom Hardy.
We did
has
an episode
just-
where we said, "All right, who would you cast for this?" And they were like, "I don't know. I think it was Tom Hardy." And all of a sudden, it ended up being that in every character. We're like, we didn't realize we're holding the secret man crush. We didn't know about
Tom Hardy.
Where did this man crush come from that I wasn't even aware of?
So tell us
It happens.
about Heroes Corner here, man.
All right. Back in '89, I started collecting comics.
Brings me to another story.
There's always been a store in the West Bank since the '90s, and I've been here for about 4 months. So
And I was really upset about it because there was one close up, and I'm like, where am I going to go to now? I got to go all the way to Eastbank.
Yeah.
You know,
You did.
And that's what everybody says it comes in.
Or you got to go to a Books A Million, a Barnes and Nobles. You
That's
know,
what I've been doing. I've been
you
going to Books a Million.
Right.
The best part of the Books a Million is I don't have to buy them. I just go to sit on the couch and read them all.
Yeah.
Go home.
drink a latte,
Yeah.
and then hey,
You know?
you're good to go. You know?
But you lose that experience. You know,
That's
we were
right.
talking about that before.
No,
you, know,
same
talking about,
money.
you come in here, you want advice. You come,
yeah.
and that's why we always
That's
go to
it.
comic book shows, because you go to Books a Million. I went there once, and it was the funniest thing ever. I did that. I got a graphic novel, went and sat down. I'm reading. I think it was like Green Lantern Reprint. So it was like when it first came out. So I was like there, and this little kid, probably about your son's age, comes up to me and goes, "Really?"
That's great. That is great.
Oh, okay.
I like
Yeah.
that. I like
I'm not
that.
going in here no more.
That's it. That's good.
I'm gonna go get go give me ESPN magazine.
Yeah.
I never understood how they stayed in business. Everybody just goes in and reads and leaves, and they don't, you know.
Yeah, well, that's
Yeah,
good.
because when they do buy something, they pay $187.
Yeah, they buy.
Yeah.
They buy.
And if
You know,
8 people buy something,
yeah, you've made a great day. I can't stress enough, people. You know, before we get into introductions, like we usually do, I can't stress enough. Next weekend is our big weekend. You know, we have, you know, WizCon's going to be at the Montreal Convention Center in New Orleans, 9th, 10th, and 11th. It's it. That's our weekend. We're excited about it. Our friend Nick is actually going to be there also, and so I mean, it is just. I love it. I do. I got a 4-year-old. I love it. That's great.
She dropped the big cat.
We're live, people. This is
got the kick
this is
out.
great.
I love
It's
that.
great stuff. You know, we
family atmosphere, man.
it's what it is.
Wow.
You know, and we Nick's going to be there at WizCon. This is going to be his first WizCon. So this is number 1. This is our like 20th between us. We're uber excited about it. We got it's going to be the biggest it's ever been. You know, this is it. They're opening up, from what we were told, they're opening up a 3rd hall now. So it's just that many more people. How many people? I don't want to throw out a number and make you think that there's going to be 1 million people there. You know, because it's probably not.
There's going to be more. If you went last year, there's going to be like,
Yeah.
they're expecting twice as many as there was last year.
I want to say for the 3-day weekend, I want to say between 30 and 50,000, but I don't want to say that and then 100,000 people show up, because you don't know. There's a lot of things going on in the city of New Orleans at that time. That Monday night of the 12th, the WWE will be there filming Raw. You know, so you're going to have all of those things. You're going to have a whole nother crowd that's going to be in town to go to Raw. Right, a whole other town to be, you know, crowd to be in town for that. And they're going to say, hey, what's going on at the Montreal? I see all these chicks going in there dressed up like superheroes. Well, let's follow them, you know. And next thing you know, the cosplay took over. Everybody's there.
Also,
know, so.
the January 12th, it's my wife's birthday, so that's a pretty big deal.
Shout out.
A lot of people's going to be there for that.
Sister-in-law.
Don't try to use this to get brownie points.
That
Yeah,
is
he's
great.
trying to get some brownie points.
Real quick, normal introductions, everybody. We are coming to you from Heroes Corner comic book shop here off of the Palco Highway in Gretna, Louisiana. Man, this place. Hi. No. All right. This place is awesome. If you guys haven't been here yet, you got to come in and check this place out. This place is fantastic. He's got comic books. He's got action figures. He's got magic cards. We've got baseball, sports cards. You know, you name it, it's here. This guy's here to answer all of your questions, everything you need to know. Giovanni's here. He's going to take care of you. It's an awesome place. You know, if you need a place to come in here and just hang out, look at comics, man, this is the place to come on the Westbank, because there are no other places on the Westbank. This is the spot. As always, I'm the old man, Big Brad, coming to you.
Oh, God, we're screwed up.
We're messed up. It's
Yeah.
too right,
Right.
right now.
It's always been the left.
Is we like to call him now the Brain. We call him the Brain.
I Google everything.
Here he is. There's Brandon, the Brain, Brandoni. Brandon, it's been a little while. We've actually had a space in between the last since
Yeah,
we've
a lot
seen
of-
you. A lot of crazy things going on. We're not going to get into that.
You missed
Uh,
two castings.
But
Yeah.
how
You've been sorely
how are
missed.
things since the holidays?
I've been happily missed.
Yeah.
Yeah, things are really good now. You know, everybody's happy now. I had a death in my family, and but everything's cool now. Everybody's doing all right, man. We're all happy. Well, excited. We got a lot of fun things coming up. My wife's actually excited about WizCon. She wants to go this time.
Awesome.
So yeah, impressive indeed. Yeah, we'll see what happens.
Wife
You
goes,
know,
I guess I gotta go.
we'll see. Oh, she's not.
My wife has looked at me and just
Can I borrow a
shook her
Batman
head.
shirt?
Yeah,
She did. My wife just looked at me and shook her head. No, it's just not going to
She
happen.
told me, she's like, "Oh, my birthday's on 12. You know, I might want to go with you." I was like, "Okay."
And for the
Well, they're
first
welcome
time,
to.
That's double.
to my immediate left, my lord, my liege, Fisher, are you ready to get in that new house, man? You ready? You're ready.
Yeah.
It's getting so
You've been
close.
telling us
said the
every
house-
podcast. Christmas, guys.
Christmas
is come and going.
Christmas has come and
Contractor
gone.
said my house
Fisher.
will be built in 6 months. We're going on like 8.
10.
10.
Oh, dude.
I'll be in the house, but it'll be year 2016 maybe.
2016. Housewarming party, baby. 2017
Oh, yeah.
coming to you.
Oh yeah,
By the
they
time
probably
the next
haven't painted it
WrestleMania
yet.
comes back to New Orleans, the Saints go back to the Super Bowl. We'll be having that Super Bowl.
As much
party.
as there's always something that has to be done to the house, pretty much, the housewarming party, everybody just bring your mats.
Right, there you go. We'll bring our mats.
My kindergarten mat laid out.
We're going to jump into our first category tonight real quick. It's one that was just brought to my attention literally minutes ago, and I thought it was just an awesome topic. We're going to compare, the Joel Schumacher, Tim Burton, and Christopher Nolan universes. Yeah, we're going to critique them a little bit. We're not going to try to take up everybody's time, but we're going to critique them a little bit. We're going to run and see how this looks. I'm going to start with our host. I'm going to start with our host, Nick.
Yes.
Which do you prefer of the three universes? Which to you?
Tim Burton, Michael Keaton.
You like the Tim Burton, Michael
Tim
Keaton.
Burton,
You like the cartoony,
No, the Schumacher.
dark. It's kind of dark and
Schumacher was very
cartoon.
cartoony.
It was. That was the nipples,
This right here is the Schumacher version.
Yeah,
Right next to
that's-
Sonic the Hedgehog and Darkwing Duck.
Well, see, my whole issue was Tim Burton did a great casting as far as Danny DeVito as the Pig.
No, absolutely.
I thought it was a great casting. It was.
I think
I thought they
Jack Nicholson was great. Joker too.
I mean, you could argue that all day long. He's probably in most people's eyes the best Joker. Because he's Jack Nicholson. First off, yes.
Here's the thing with why he's a good Joker and why he's a bad Joker. I mean, he's got both ways. One thing, he's got the face. Nobody's got the Jack Nicholson smile. He's got a Joker grin without even having to inhale Joker grin. But he's also a healthy guy, and the Joker's supposed to look like he just stored an 8-ball.
Yeah, that's it.
Back on the side of the road, and he's supposed to be very skinny with a big head. That's your classic comic book Joker. So
I mean,
Jack Nicholson is classic Joker from here up.
I'm the guy who says that does the best Joker was Mark Hamill's animated Joker.
No, and that's
Batman the animated
to me,
series.
Mark Hamill is the voice of the Joker.
Yeah, he's the
yeah.
voice, but that's saying he's also Mark Hamill's voice in Arkham.
Mhm.
Just second Arkham, too.
Oh,
Not the third
Arkham
one.
City.
Not Arkham,
Arkham
not Arkham
City.
Origins,
Yeah, Arkham City.
but
first
Arkham
two.
City and Arkham Asylum.
And he did a great job. But then he was also the voice, and he was the personality behind it. But he wasn't the one that animated it. He didn't sculpt the plot and all this other stuff. Neither
But-
did the other guys, but he didn't act it. He didn't
But,
act it.
but they did base the animations off of his
movements and stuff.
movements that he made while voice acting. Because when Mark Hamill would do, I watched the special one.
Mark Hamill gets into character.
He gets into it.
He
He
becomes
starts
the
freaking
Joker.
out, laughing and
that's
everything.
it.
and
Hamill's
pulls
back
his
in the
hair.
ring.
Oh, I love his
Oh,
laugh.
yeah,
I think
he's
he's got the
fantastic.
best Joker laugh.
Yeah.
Caesar Romero had a great Joker laugh. Caesar Romero did. It was a
Cesar
great
Romero,
Well-
everyone's from the 60s Adam West serial was their own
I
version
still
of
Well,
the
think-
character.
Cesar Romero was the first Joker.
Yeah, well,
So whenever you think of Joker, you got to go back and think who played and what you're thought of. I guess you could.
I still think Burgess Meredith,
That's what you
though.
think of.
Burgess Meredith to me was the best penguin. He was the best penguin. The
Everybody.
reason being, if you go back and you look at the comics, you know what I'm saying, and you look at the introduction of the Penguin, and then you go into the animated series, you know, like that. Burgess Meredith just looks the part.
Yeah.
You know, Tim Burton took Danny DeVito and made him a creature.
Yes.
He didn't make him, you know, this guy who, you know, the Penguin.
This thing, though.
He made him a creature, and I didn't like that.
This is what's funny about the Tim Burton Penguin, you know, the Danny DeVito Penguin. When Danny DeVito would come out, when he came out of the makeup room, the people on set would avoid him because they were
creeped out
legitimately
of it. They
scared
were
of him.
creeped out by it.
When he came,
Oh,
when,
yeah.
when they made their big reveal on the first day of shooting, he come walking out of the makeup room. There was like a silence that crept over the.
I
can
can see.
As the same person in Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
Yeah, seriously. Throw mama from the train, you know what I'm saying?
See things like
Yeah,
that.
I
You know,
mean-
you watch that, and then all of a sudden, here comes this guy. You know, comes walking out of this makeup room. He's got black shit oozing out his mouth.
Oh yeah, he's waddling.
You know,
The
he's
whole nine
waddling
yards.
along.
He has flippers. I mean, and I couldn't get over
Well,
that.
it's not that
I
he had.
could.
No,
That
he
and the
didn't have.
fish eating at the end.
Yeah, that too.
Yeah.
I
Well,
Well,
couldn't
that's
get
the
over
whole thing.
Oh,
Was,
yeah.
was, if
You know.
you watch the movie,
There wasn't
like,
enough cigarette smoking. Now they had a great
Now, wait a
amount of umbrella usage. That was
Like
good.
You're skipping a bunch of parts here, man. You go, you had flippers and blah blah blah. We're moving on. No, the whole thing was the Cobblepot
It was a mutation.
It
was
born.
born
Yeah,
deformed.
yeah,
So his
we understand
parents, who living in this high
It was like a
society,
defect, I should
Right.
say.
yeah, he was born
abandoned.
with a birth defect.
Yeah,
the same
abandoned.
one like the people in the services had
Yeah.
like the lobster claws.
Yeah, what they call Steel Boys.
Yeah.
You know,
And,
and he was
Creature.
born with that. And his parents lived in a really high society in Gotham City. They were ashamed of it. They didn't want people to look at this and be like, oh, you know, we're raising this freak of a child, and blah, blah, blah.
And his father, actually played by Paul Rubens, Pee Wee Herman. That's right. Yes, yeah.
They throw their son over off a bridge,
Yeah.
you know, to basically abandon and kill their child because they're ashamed of it. He's then raised by
Oh, the
Penguins in the sewers.
yeah, in the sewer, yeah.
which is really weird.
See, that's what I'm saying.
Penguins in the sewers.
What I remember about this whole scene about how it began and everything. So when I was young, and the very first one, not young, but I mean really young, you know, the very first one in '89 came out, I was like, what? And then they put in Returns, and it was like me leaving the theater when Optimus Prime died. I mean, it was like I was scarred for life. I wasn't a big fan of Returns. Returns was,
But this is the thing.
he
though.
kicked it to a different level.
I love Christopher Walken.
But then he went very dark.
If they would have really taken the Penguin out of that movie, and it just would have been about him and Catwoman, because we had talked all this time and didn't talk about her in that suit.
Oh yeah.
That shit is horrible nerdy, right? This is the wrong thing.
Mrs. Pfeiffer had it going on.
She did.
I mean,
did.
she really did.
And
When she decided to get on the Penguin's bed and take a bath, yeah, that was awesome.
I think the Catwoman part was good. The Batman part was good. The Penguin thing, I just didn't. I couldn't.
You know, it was
getting to the
Some
point
people
where-
like it.
Well,
Some
that's-
people don't.
Exactly. The whole
It's-
thing I'm getting at is
you don't know how many people are in about it. They're like, you like it or you love it. And I'm one of the in. I'm not sure.
I liked it because I thought it brought the whole story of the Penguin. Wasn't that it was, oh, here's this bad guy who's coming to take all this stuff, you know, and he's the Batman's arch rival, you know, the Penguin, you know, he's Underworld, and he has the, you know, what's his club?
Parties.
No, what's his club in the comics? Ice House Lounge or something? Or what
Yeah.
was
It was
called?
No,
the
that's
iceberg. one.
Yeah, the
Yeah,
Iceberg
Iceberg Casino.
You know, oh, he's, you know, this big mob boss. No, the Tim Burton Penguin was a tragedy.
Yeah. I mean,
When you
that's-
watch the movie, watch it
everything
now
Tim
that you're
Burton does is
older,
trash.
you know,
I watched
Yeah.
it the other day.
watch it
A
now,
few days ago.
and you feel sorry for Cobblepot.
His greatest quote in that movie, to me, was, or it could be worse, my nose could be gushing blood. And it was like, what? And it bites the guy's nose, you know?
What's the thing? He's feral. He was
Yeah.
raised by
Oh, yeah.
animals. You know,
And you know what's the thing that could have freaked me out is about it? Out of all that stuff, the one that freaked me out is that remember that part in Batman Returns where he's fighting the carnies and the big one comes and he straps a bomb on him, throws him off the thing. And I was like, Batman just killed the carny. That was like the first kill period for Batman. I mean,
the Joker in the first movie.
It's just like he just killed the carny.
When he's climbing the building to get to the Joker, he's like, and people are falling off this building. Ah! They're falling to their deaths.
Yeah.
He's not "Oh, I'm gonna grapple him and hang him here." No, he's like, "Go!" And the guy's falling to his.
You know, you're talking about
Michael Keaton was a murderer. He was a vigilante.
jumping off the staying on the Penguin thing, and even jumping off Nolan or there is no Nolan Penguin, but you could compare him to the Gotham. What do you think about the Gotham version of Penguin? Not a big fan.
Well, it's young.
It's all
different.
It's young.
I can't watch it.
He's young and he's you
It's
know.
so not
I like him.
Penguin, but I think it's a different
I like
take. Like you said, it's a different take.
Yeah, it
It's
is. I like
different
it.
strokes on that one. I
Oh,
don't
see,
know.
I like them returns. I like Christopher Walken because I like Christopher Walken just about anything. Well, you know, when he looking and he goes, Bruce Wayne, why are you dressed up like Batman? You know, I mean, I was like,
That's kind of like
that's awesome. That's awesome.
Christopher Walken. You could put anybody. You know, you can make him the Hulk, and everybody like, oh my God, it's great. He's wearing Lou Ferrigno.
Oh no, he wasn't any good as Hook.
Yeah,
The
live
Oh, no,
action.
no.
Yeah,
But it's kind of like
Did he was it a Saturday Night Live or was it a Simpsons episode where he was reading stories to kids? You remember that? Remember that?
Christopher Walken.
Yeah.
Oh,
Was it The Simpsons?
was it The Simpsons?
I think it was The Simpsons.
He's reading books and he's like, you little girl.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Is that
Yes.
is that The Simpsons?
See, Saturday Night Live was, you know, I got a fever. And the other prescription, more cowbells.
That, but I always liked him as the
The Continental
yeah.
with a nice glass of champagne. Like that, you know.
Hey, it smells beautiful. Huh?
Yeah.
Chloroform.
But he's-
Yeah, like, oh, God.
to me, him was Tom Hardy.
Yeah.
And what was the? It's kind of like
And Nicolas Cage. You know.
put him
Nicolas
in
Cage could be anybody,
It
man.
was almost
We do that as a
Superman.
joke from it.
Nicolas Cage can play anybody, but he just can't do it good.
Yeah, there you go. No, best Nick Cage ever. That was awesome.
Yeah.
He can play anybody, but just not good. You
Oh,
know?
God.
His best thing he's ever done was Raising Arizona.
Oh, God. No, man. I loved it in Con Air, and he's like, put the bunner down. Put the bunner down. You know, it was like that.
Con Air was good.
Oh, yeah, Con Air
What
was
was that?
great, man.
Movie
Con Air was great, though, because of John Malkovich.
No, I'm trying to think of that really, really horrible movie he did 2 years
Be more
back.
specific.
The Wicker Man.
Yeah, The Wicker Man. Gosh.
That
That was supposed to be
horrible.
this
That's
terrible
because they
horror
like
movie.
killed
but
him at
yeah,
the
it
end,
was
like
just-
horribly.
That was the best part when he put the beads. He's like, "Ah!" That was the best part.
Well,
of
they
the movie.
sacrificed him.
They break his leg, put him in a giant wicker thing, and burn him alive.
I myself, I like the
Well,
Christopher Nolan
That's a
versions.
horrible way to end the movie.
The reason I like the Christopher Nolan versions is because, you know, I'm looking around and I'm thinking, well, all that stuff could actually happen in real life. I mean, that's kind of scary when you think about it. You know, when Bane shows up, you know, and he blows up a football stadium, that was just a terrorist attack. I mean, that's what that was.
And that was the same thing. That's the best part of Nolanverse and the worst
They're
part.
realistic.
And it's like, you know, it's like you said, it's different taste, but I'm torn. The thing that sometimes I lean towards the Burton area because it's classic and it's where it starts to me as far as cinematic universe. But when you go to the Nolan thing, which the movies were amazing, probably some of my best movies ever made. The only thing I didn't like that about Nolanverse to them, barring Begins, because Begins they did it right.
Begins
But they had a
started.
horrible Gotham. Was it just Seattle or something?
I don't know. I like Gotham. I thought Gotham was
No,
great.
I don't like
I
the realistic
wanted to
Gotham.
say it
I like
was-
a Burton Gotham.
Yeah.
I mean, like the show Gotham. They actually did
Yeah.
a unique Gotham. It's not Metropolis.
Well,
It's not
Burton
Gotham
Gotham,
City. It's,
Burton Gotham's almost
It's
like Sin
unique.
City. You know what I'm saying?
supposed
It's
to.
almost, yeah.
Well, that's the thing, though.
supposed to.
Like I think I see what you're getting at. Is you're going like
I
you
would
have
say
your
it's supposed to be. I don't
Burton,
think Bob Kane had that in mind when he made it, or
Right.
yeah, you have your Burton movies,
or Bill
and
Finger.
it's-
I mean, whoever you
they're
whoever's
realistic.
on that.
Burton movies are realistic comic Batman movies,
Right.
whereas Nolan Batmans are hyper realistic Batman movies, as in no superpowers, none of this weird. These are normal crazy.
Yeah,
people.
that to me
who are
is the
doing this,
scary part
whereas-
about it. You know?
You know, the Burton Batman were like the same thing. They didn't have these crazy, wacky superpowers and everything, but it was still comicky and gimmicky.
Yeah, it was just still
Makes
too
sense.
bright. I mean, if you go comicky and gimmicky, let's just go all Schumacher with it. Man.
Oh, it's not
Because, I mean,
I want
those are terrible movies, man.
I want Fast and Furious
Oh,
underglow lights
God.
on the Batmobile, the engine that spins.
Even
different
that's what I'm
colors.
saying. Even the Batmobile was just so overly done. You know what I mean?
You
It was
like to
just,
look at Val Kilmer's butt.
it
Oh,
was
my.
just, you know, I just, you know, Clooney
He said he didn't even know that was going to be in there until he put
Clooney
those
to
suit
me
He was
a good Bruce Wayne.
You think he would have made a great Bruce Wayne?
He was a great Bruce Wayne.
He was a great
Batman.
because he's George Clooney. You know what I mean? He's
I'm gonna be honest with you guys. Clooney was a good cast, but a horrible script and just horrible
costume design,
horrible everything about it.
Yeah,
but he was a pretty good hire because he was a damn good Batman. He was a damn good Bruce Wayne.
Yeah.
He's that real suave playboy.
That's it. He played Bruce Wayne great.
Now Chris O'Donnell was the worst thing to happen in those movies.
Yeah.
And Batgirl. That was bad.
Yeah,
that was like one of those things where it was like, how can we sell more toys?
If we do
Let's
this,
do another Batman character.
maybe
It's
we'll
probably
just
very much a Hasbro movie.
and then we're going to tie it in, and we're going to make it Alfred's like niece. And, we're going to just, however we can cash in on her.
They really cobbled that in.
Because of Clueless
They were
and all
trying
that kind
to
of
sell
stuff.
Batman toys to girls.
Right.
Yeah, I mean that was
That's
it.
all they were doing.
So we're going to take who's hot right now,
Mm-hmm.
and we're going to throw her in there. And then they did, So
Got a-
it just
got a
it
chubby
was-
back.
Well, which one was the best
I
as
would
Batman?
rather see a bunch of nobodies make the movie
Yeah,
because you don't know who they are.
absolutely.
Yeah.
You don't see.
Yeah, let them surprise you.
But
then there's
Dr.
some-
Ross in a Batman suit.
Yeah.
I mean, he was the same person. He tilts his head to the side. He says, "You got cancer." And when you put a Batman
He
suit
does a
on,
thing where he looks down and he looks over his eyes.
it's the same thing.
That's great.
Same.
That's great.
But I mean, I agree. Michael Keaton, as Batman was pretty good.
You know what was great about his?
I didn't like his suit.
No, well, he couldn't fight in a suit.
Exactly.
He was a robot. He couldn't tell his neck.
All of this was
nothing.
connected.
But the best
There was
thing
no-
about him
nothing.
is that
It was the first time they did
There's-
something like that.
some versions of Batman where they say that he's just as insane as the Joker. He funnels it better. He focuses it better. He says, "I'm one step away from being an Arkham Asylum with the best." It's just that I put my stuff in a positive manner. My crazy.
Right.
Had my parents murdered in front of me.
I
I'm
thought-
sorry.
As Batman, Kilmer had a good look.
Mhm.
As Batman, he was a terrible Bruce Wayne.
I tend to forget that Batman.
But,
I try
But-
not to.
I'm
but
good with
as
talking about
Batman, he had a good look.
Batman,
He really
Robin.
did.
Honestly, I'm a lot better with Forever than I was at Batman and Robin. That was horrible.
I like
That
Batman.
was bad.
Well,
Tell you what,
Uma
watch him
Thurman
now.
was a good Poison Ivy.
Hold up.
She was.
I want you
In
to
my
go home.
opinion, Uma Thurman was a good Poison
I
Ivy.
want you to
I don't
go
think it was
home.
written
That was a great bang.
I'll walk out of this place.
I like him green.
I want you to go home.
I like
Go home.
I want to look like someone blew him up like an air pump.
Watch. That's the thing.
Jeep
He was a real
Swenson.
guy.
Yeah, Jeep
He
Swenson.
was just, his
he
heart exploded
Yeah.
because of steroids.
steroids. Jeep Swenson was the guy.
Yeah,
who
it was a
played
real.
that.
That wasn't a suit. That was a
That's
real
how
guy.
he really looked.
But when he did it,
Dude
he'd go,
was
"Oh," and the thing would blow up.
Oh, yeah.
But here's the thing. I want you to go home, watch Batman and Robin, and watch Batman Forever. And I want you to look at him like this. Batman and Robin was made to be a serious Batman movie. Batman Forever wasn't. It was made to be a gimmicky, comicky, pop culture, ha-ha comedy Batman movie.
Why else
Watch
would
him
you
with that-
put Jim Carrey in it? I mean, think about it.
Which one had Mr. Freeze?
That was Batman,
Batman
Forever.
Robin.
Batman and Robin.
No, wait, I got it backwards then.
Forever was with
I thought
The
Riddler
and
and
Two-Face.
Two-Face.
that was
Tommy
the
Lee
killer.
Jones.
Okay, I got it backwards. Batman
Yeah.
Forever was written to be a more serious Batman.
Right.
Yeah.
And Batman and Robin, yeah, that's right.
They
That's
wanted to
what
go back to
Silver's
the
not-
clicky
They wanted to go to a
66.
exactly.
That's
more
why they got
goofy,
purple lights
gimmicky,
and red lights
cheesy.
and green lights and just
Right.
Watch them knowing that. And when you
Everybody,
watch the Mr.
chill.
Freeze bat, when you watch that, watch it now, like I did. I watched it about a month ago
Let's
with
kick
that
some
mentality.
ice.
And I sat back and I went, you know what? This is actually a really funny, corny Batman movie.
corny
Campy
Batman movie,
And it's
right.
actually a pretty good Batman movie that way.
Hmm.
Now, if you look at it going in, you're expecting,
if you expect it,
if you go in and you want that serious, like they tried to do with the Kilmer Batman movie, when they tried to give it a more serious tone, because they were coming off those Burton movies, they wanted to roll
Everything
with
was
that
oak and
seriousness.
mahogany.
Yeah, everything was.
Yeah,
It was like everybody was always drinking coffee, and it was like real serious, like coffee house.
Tone wise, though, the original Batman, the first Batman, with Michael Keaton was dark. Everything was dark. I mean,
Literally, it was filmed in darkness. It
yeah,
was a dark
everything was
movie.
dark.
You want to turn your
You really
TV
couldn't.
buttons
You couldn't even fathom the beauty of Kim Basinger at that time. Because she was
Is it
dark.
Basinger? Is it Basinger?
I want to.
Basinger?
I call him Baldwin. I just call him Baldwin because Billy Baldwin. But
I call it the girl from Wayne's World.
I still think Joker-wise, me personally, Heath Ledger. I think Heath Ledger.
See, I don't like Heath.
I
like it.
I thought it was just brilliant.
That's it.
I thought it was brilliant.
Brad has never come back.
I thought it was brilliant. I'm telling you this. I don't think he was just a good Joker. I thought it was one of the best performances of an actor. Was that?
Oh, but I was thinking of.
And we were completely against it at first. It's like guess who's playing the Joker? Who's that? Heath Ledger. The Brokeback Cowboy. Like really? I mean,
they said you're gonna about Keaton being Mr. Mom.
That's what the first thing I thought when they said
Beetlejuice.
We're about to see how Batfleck comes out because everybody says the same thing about him.
You know what I'm supporting? I saw that one picture they released where he's like standing there.
Frank Miller version.
And he's like standing there with the Batmobile in the background and everything, and you're like, holy crap, that's awesome.
Ben Affleck, dude.
Ben Affleck.
He's built.
You know what? What's that dude?
And he's ripped. He's
this is all you see.
Yeah.
That's all you should see.
Well, exactly, but that could be anybody. Well,
oh, no.
That could
it's
be
Ben
anybody.
Affleck.
It's Ben Affleck.
Oh, no. They've got pictures of Ben Affleck going around now.
No, what I'm saying is, in the Batman costume, it could be anybody. It doesn't have to be.
Do you think he'll make a good Bruce Wayne?
You're crushing all of our dreams.
I think Ben Affleck would make a fantastic Bruce Wayne.
Yeah.
I think he's at that very swap. Now, I just hope he doesn't.
He's at that age.
I hope he doesn't do that full Boston.
He's gotten better. I mean, they put gray in his hair because they wanted him to be that Frank Miller version of Batman. They showed him in the suit.
Alfred, I gotta go out here and get the Dark
Knight Returns.
If you watch the Superman, watch Man of Steel, Bruce Wayne is already a very established businessman.
Yeah.
Because there's Wayne Tech stuff
Wayne
all
Tech
over
stuff all over,
Metropolis. When the satellite that he throws and crashes down, into the movie is a Wayne Tech, satellite.
But hey, I want to get off that and I want to bring it.
Sorry about that.
Go back to Keaton being that crazy version of Bruce Wayne, just because I want to see Big Brad do it. The thing that I liked about Keaton is that Beetlejuice was still in there.
Yes,
that craziness.
When he shows up, when Joker shows up, the Joker shows up, and he's got Kim Baldwin. Yeah, he's got her, and then there's Michael Keaton. And Michael Keaton has already taken the pan and putting the silver pan in there, and he's like, "Oh, you want get nuts." And it's just like, and it's like, there's Beetlejuice. There he is. It's Beetlejuice right there. And then, and what's the Joker? The Joker shoots Bruce Wayne. I mean,
he also shot Batwing down with a pistol.
Yeah, a massive pistol like this long.
He did not shoot it down with a pistol. That was a hand cannon.
That was the original 50. That was the original Desert Eagle, right?
That's not what he shot Bob with. Okay.
Oh no, that to me, it shows you a little bit of the sinister part of the Jack Nicholson Joker. That was his best friend, his partner's crime. Whole lot. He was there when he killed Mr. and Mrs. Wayne. Was Bob, and he's like, man, Bob is just. Why didn't everyone tell me he had all these wonderful toys over there? No, we didn't know. He's like Bob Gunn. Bob just. That's oh man, this Joker. That's my God. It's Jack. Here's my gun. And just shoot Bob, his best friend. I mean,
that's an interesting trivia question you brought up. In the Batcave, there's a glass case with a Batman suit in it. It's not one Bruce Wayne has ever worn, and it says the first Batman. I know why.
Because Thomas Wayne wore it to a costume contest.
Yep, that was the Batman. That's what it was. That was his.
We
could have
used that. He wore it to a Halloween costume ball.
His dad did?
Yeah.
Okay.
And it was a costume theme ball where everything was supposed to be flying animals.
Because in actuality, there was actually a Batman show in the 40s.
Yeah.
That was a Batman and Robin.
Mm-hmm.
In the 40s. People just kind of like, we don't. That's not real. That was
Okay.
I've seen the DVD.
It's weird.
But I haven't seen the inside of the DVD.
It's just.
I haven't seen the content. So.
You're like,
I've seen it on YouTube. You watch it. You know what? I watched it on YouTube, and I'm like, it's all right.
All right, here's a good trivia question I put out there.
1939
for the material it's based off of at the time, what it's worth.
Here's a great trivia question for the viewers. If they can guess this one, we'll give them a prize. All right? Trivia question for the night.
Who could Google it fast?
Google it fast.
To get into the Batcave, Batman does the dial on the clock. What time does he put the clock on to make the secret cave entrance, and what's the reason why it's that time?
Answer that. The first one to comment under the link right below, first one to comment, you get a free prize from us. I'm not going to tell you what it is, until that person wins. Then you. But I will say this: it is Star Wars related. Okay, it is Star Wars related.
Here's the thing: it could be worth up to $25,000.
It could.
It could be.
One day. 25,000 years from now.
It could one day.
They don't
be
need to know
worth
that. I didn't say it was worth $25,000. I said it could be worth up to. You know, hey, it's worth what you want to pay for it. You know, there's a guy comes up to you, $1 million for that phone. Right
while we're on that subject,
phone, you know?
we'll do this one real quick before we move on to the next topic. I'm gonna go right around just one word. One word. Okay.
Let's get first.
Okay, we'll go to you first. We'll go to you first.
Oh, you better first anyway. He goes to you because it's always the lefty starts.
You could say classic.
Okay.
You could say classic.
Mm-hmm.
Burton.
Mm-hmm.
Schumacher.
Why
Or
would you throw classic in it? We didn't even talk about classic.
wait a minute. The reason I'm saying it, just trust me.
Shark repellent.
That's not that was the usage of the bat belt. That was.
Dude, he had repellent for anything. If
You
he was
know what I'm
attacked by,
saying?
it's killer alligator bees. Let me get my killer alligator
Yeah.
bees repellent.
Robin, if you reach real quick into the lower left pocket of my bat belt,
Yeah.
I have an alligator bee repellent spray. You know.
Somebody
My
has
goodness, Batman!
somebody has just Googled alligator bee.
Yeah, really don't see that.
Really depressed. That
So you can say Nolan, real quick. Favorite Batmobile? Burton, what? Okay.
Batman versus Superman.
Well, you're cheating.
As of now, seen it in action. One word.
Of the movies.
Of the movie.
All right, fine.
Come on, man. Animated series.
All right. The Tumbler.
Really?
Like
No, wait. I mean, I'm not going to say Batman forever because I like the blue lights. You know, the worst one was the one. I didn't notice that at first. I thought because I was like at the time,
Tumbler.
like I like the lights, and that's
Tumblr's the worst Batmobile. I'm sorry.
No. The one for Batman and Robin,
very serious with that.
because you think it looks cool when you see it from the
Like I went one word. And Blaine has turned it into another podcast.
Yeah, but listen, do you notice that it doesn't have a cockpit? It's just him from here up.
Yeah.
And it is like this big. It's it's the Bat cart.
Yes.
It's the Bat go-kart.
There's a mirror up, so he's like a Lego man. They took the bottom.
Yeah, he's a Lego man. So you're going with the Tumbler. You're going with Nolan.
I think I might go Burt. I changed my mind.
You're going with Burton.
I crawfished out of that one.
Burton, I think Burton is
You like the classic?
before
like the
Future
classic?
Up.
The Adam West one?
Yeah.
All right.
You know what's cool about that one?
And there's actually a known fact about that. Tell them.
For what?
The Batmobile, the original Batmobile was bought for how much?
$1.
Go ahead.
Up top.
I should have left that for a trivia question.
That's what I'm talking about. The younger generation already contributing. It's awesome. I myself, I like the Tim Burton. I do. I just think it's
I think
just-
it's what
It's awesome
the
looking.
mainstream.
It's awesome looking.
What I liked about it was very.
Although the Batman animated series one,
It's pretty bad.
it looks like the Cadillac 16 that they did the concept of. It looks just like it. You know, and I thought Cadillac 16
It's like
was
100 foot
awesome.
long.
Yeah. Adam Sandler drives it in Click. You know, that's the car Adam Sandler shows up in Click. Is the Cadillac 16. I mean, it's a 16
The
valve.
Future, you ever watch movie
Awesome.
Click? The Future, he's an old man who shows up and it's in a really futuristic car. It's a concept car. It's real thing.
Since we did that,
Well, this is gonna be a different podcast.
Yeah.
okay,
Because remember, we're gonna.
that was that. We really appreciate that, guys. Real quick, next weekend, WizCon, cannot push it enough. Also, you get the chance. Come check out Heroes Corner here on the Palco. This place is awesome.
1530, Suite 26.
You heard the man. So,
Harvey.
thank you,
right?
guys.
Harvey.
I say great.
Support your local comic book store.
It's part of it
Absolutely.
when you come down here. So
Absolutely.
please, always, man. It's the only one on the best bank. You got to come by. Check it out, man.
Yeah, you don't have a choice if you're over here. Just no, it's here.
It's here.
Come here. Support the local comic.
Cherry bombs ain't there no more. It's okay. Come get a comic book, then go get a tattoo. Read your comic while you get your tattoo. Man, it's a win-win. So come check us out over here. Also, WizCon next week.
A lot of Batman logos going on
Peace.
over there.